Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now this is your Manchester United versus Wolves preview for the New Year's Eve fixture. Now before I start the video, I would just like to quickly ask, could you please subscribe and like the video? It really helps out the channel, it really helps out this video. And you know, I'm back, I'm loving giving these predictions and previews yet again, so enjoy the video. So anyway, where do I start? Manchester United play Wolves tomorrow at the time of recording. And from what I think, it's going to be a very, very interesting game because United currently have a few setbacks with the likes of Diego Dalot injured, the striker issue, and really it's a frustration because obviously you want your team to be in top pinnacle and physical condition. And for me, I just think that United are still going to dominate Wolves despite the setbacks United currently have with the likes of Diego Dalot injury, with the possibility of Martinez not fully playing, and obviously not having an out-and-out number 9. Now, obviously, I know we've got Martial right now, and yes, he is scoring goals, and Marcus Rashford is the main man in form, but we still don't have that main number 9 striker, the guy who can just score a brace or score a hat-trick out of nowhere. He's the end product to what we're missing. And I feel like a lot of teams in the Premier League are also missing out-and-out strikers. Wolves, for that fact, have had issues with strikers for many, many years. They've got Diego Costa right now, a Chelsea legend, and they've brought him into the Premier League, and obviously he's not had the best start by getting a red card in his first match. And the Wolves' issue for a long time has been they've not had an out-and-out striker, and they've always struggled to score goals. I believe right now that Wolves are the lowest scoring team in the entire Premier League, and that's why they're in relegation. I think they're currently 18th. I think they are. I think they're just below 17th. I think they are. So yeah, so we're pretty much going against a relegation team, which is also worrying because I feel like that a year ago, United fans, me especially, would be worried about this type of fixture because United normally have, for the longest time, have struggled playing against low block teams. But this season, we've actually done quite well against them. And for me, I'm also glad that this fixture is happening just after the World Cup, because for United players right now who've been to the World Cup, it's kind of an advantage because their match sharpness will be a lot higher than the players who haven't gone to the World Cup, like players from Wolves' side, for example. But on the other hand, if this fixture was supposed to be a month or 6 weeks in the future, then no doubt Wolves would have the advantage because United players will start to tire, will be, because obviously of how many extra games they've played over them. That's when you're going to start seeing the top 6 start to drop points, in my opinion, because then players have been playing European football, they've been to the World Cup, they're constantly having to win games for their club to secure the top spots in the Premier League. So that's when you're going to probably the second half of the season is where my favourite part of the season starts, because it's where the top 6 start to drop points. The league gets a lot more exciting, and it's just great for the Premier League, I think. But right now, for tomorrow's fixture, I personally feel very confident with this fixture against United and Wolves. I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory like we did for Nottingham Forest. And I did predict a 2-1 victory against Nottingham Forest, but they proved me wrong. I just felt like that United would struggle a bit against Nottingham Forest because they have proved that they can drag out games and they can score 1 goal and just sit back and defend. But I feel like what really set Nottingham Forest off as well with United playing them the other day was that they had no Dean Henderson, their main goalkeeper of this season. Obviously, I'm not really too sure who their Nottingham Forest second goalkeeper is, but it's been proven that Dean Henderson's been their main goalkeeper for this season. And obviously with him being on loan from Manchester United, they couldn't play him in a fixture against us. So I feel that's where United had a bit of an advantage. Maybe their defence wasn't too comfortable with the goalkeeper and his ability. But it was still a great game. Marcus Rashford, that beautiful set piece from the corner with Eriksen and Rashford. And Martial with that goal. The keeper should have really saved that, in my opinion, with Martial's goal. And the third goal with Fred, I mean, if Fred's scoring against you, then you've got a bit of an issue. But no, apart from that, it was a really, really good game for United fans. And it was a great way to say club football's back, the World Cup's over, United, the players are back being United players. And I hope they pursue this great form. So right now, I just want to talk about players that are hot in the moment as well, with the likes of Casemiro. I'm going to talk about Marcus Rashford as well as maybe someone that is actually a very hot talking point at the moment is Wan-Bissaka. Now, Wan-Bissaka in the first half of the season, I'm going to mention the other players I've just mentioned in a second after the Wan-Bissaka situation. But Wan-Bissaka in the first half of the season, he was either injured or ill, and he didn't have a place in the team. That's why so many United fans turned on him, you could say, and say that they wanted him out, let's cash out on him, let's earn a bit of money and then go for a new target. For me, if you go on my Twitter, I probably said Wan-Bissaka does need to leave in the past, but I've also then come to realisation that right now, the right-back issue isn't as important. Right now, we've got two right-backs. We've got Diego Dalot and we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And we've also got Ethan Laird on loan if things went to an emergency issue. But right now, we don't have an out-and-out striker. And I've debated people like... I've debated people on the Man United Agenda, which is another great YouTube channel. I'd subscribe to them as well if you're this far into the video. But with the likes of the striker situation, I've debated with people because people say that the right-back situation is a lot more important than the striker situation. For me, it isn't, because I personally feel like Wan-Bissaka is a good enough right-back to hold out United throughout the season and develop and get better as the season goes on, because we've got two of them. We've got two right-backs. Diego Dalot is currently injured, and yes, we don't really need a backup for Wan-Bissaka, but if we do get an injury to Wan-Bissaka, we are a bit screwed. But apart from that, I feel like that Wan-Bissaka can push Diego Dalot for the first team spot. Now, I've seen people like Mark Goldbridge be very vocal about Wan-Bissaka as well. And all credit to Mark Goldbridge. He's an absolute inspiration to me as a person. I love what he does for the United community, as he does for United fan channels. I mean, he's changed the game. He's what people like me aspire to. He's an absolute god. He's not god. He's an absolute goat, should I say. But anyway... But what I disagree with about Mark Goldbridge is that he's talked about how he feels like we need to get rid of Wan-Bissaka in January because he doesn't want it building up like a situation like with Manchester United not having a holding midfielder for 4 years. For me, I disagree, because I feel like that right now the right-back situation isn't a major issue. I feel like the striker situation is a lot at the moment. And United have proven that how poor our negotiation tactics are and stuff if we don't have anything in place. I mean, look how long Bruno Fernandes deal took. It was literally the end of the January transfer window in 2020. And I feel like United just can't do two deals at once. So we have to either choose the striker or the right-back situation. But for me, like what Mark Goldbridge said, he turned around and said he doesn't want it dragging out into the summer and making that another deal that we have to do. I just don't think United are clinical enough to do a striker deal and a right-back deal. I personally feel like Wan-Bissaka is good enough. And Ten Hag has shown that he has an effect on developing players over this season. Look at the players like he's done with Diego Dalot. He's in a special one that's been mentioned. He's got Rashford back to his best. Erik Ten Hag can work miracles. And I personally feel like a player like Wan-Bissaka can develop on this. He's a very good defensive right-back, but when he's on the ball and going forward, he isn't the best. That's where he lacks. And if you want to be an Erik Ten Hag right-back, then you're going to have to be good on the ball. You're going to have to be good at going forward. And I feel like Erik Ten Hag can develop Wan-Bissaka to do this. He's already got an assist in the Burnley game. He's doing very well. He did very well against Nottingham Forest. So personally, I feel like he's a great candidate for while Diego Dalot is injured. But anyway, that's just my opinion on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Let me know your thoughts on Aaron Wan-Bissaka down in the comments below. But yeah, let's get on to Marcus Rashford now. Like I've just said, Erik Ten Hag has got Marcus Rashford firing. Marcus Rashford is now back to his best. And I still personally think that he's got a long way to go. He still needs to simplify his game a bit more. But he's still developing really, really well. And Marcus Rashford is becoming one of my favourite players again. like the passion that he's showing, the speed that he's showing. He looks very, very fit, and he looks very, very sharp and skillful. Like I said, he just looks back to his best. And it's great to see, because last season you would not think that, you wouldn't think from last season's Marcus Rashford and this season's Marcus Rashford, you wouldn't think that there's only a few months in between of the difference, which is crazy in my eyes. But like I said, that's just a lot of credit onto Ten Hag. I feel like that what he's done is absolutely brilliant. And the likes of Diego Dalot, the likes of Casemiro, these players that Erik Ten Hag has either developed or brought in have changed Manchester United. Casemiro has been one of United's best players this season. And I feel like that is also becoming one of the fan favourites, like Lisandro Martinez. And when it comes to defence, United have now got a solid first 11. You now know what Erik Ten Hag's best 11 is. And yours might be a bit different to mine, but that's what I think it is. But I feel like the best 11, which I am going to go for now. Actually, no, that's not predicted 11. My best 11 for Erik Ten Hag's current in Manchester United is David De Gea, Diego Dalot, Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, Antony, Martial and Rashford. That, to me, is Erik Ten Hag's best 11. And that's pretty much what he's been using over recent times. But obviously, Luke Shaw had to play at left centre-back against Nottingham Forest, which he played really well at, by the way. Because, obviously, Lisandro Martinez is not back from winning Argentina, them winning the World Cup. And as well as Diego Dalot being injured and replaced for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But he's got 8 to 9 players of his current first 11, which is really, really good. And yeah, that's pretty much my rant over about what Erik Ten Hag has done so far, his best 11 and stuff. But anyway, we'll just get on to the fixture of Wolves, because that is the preview today. So, yeah, so with the Wolves situation, I think that United are going to absolutely dominate this game. I mean, obviously, Wolves, in their recent fixture, they beat Everton 2-1 in a last-minute goal. But they only had 40% possession or something in that game. They didn't play particularly well, and they just sealed off a goal right at the end. I personally feel like United are going to dominate Wolves. I feel like that these games are perfect for Manchester United at the moment, where United control the ball, we have the high possession, we have a high possession, we play the high press, and I'm really looking forward to this game tomorrow. Obviously, it's 12:30 kickoff, it's on BT Sports, and I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm hoping that Bruno Fernandes has a worldy game, because I feel like he's the only player who is playing okay at the moment. He's just, for me, Bruno Fernandes is just above average, when majority of the other team are 7s and 8s out of 10s. But I feel like Bruno's about 6.5, just under that 7 mark. And I feel like he needs to have that really, really good game where he gets a couple of assists or a goal and just gets United fans talking about him again. But something else about Bruno Fernandes, he's also the current player who has created the most chances in the Premier League this season, which is 32. And I saw that statistic on Twitter, and I put it on the screen right now. But I just personally think that Bruno Fernandes, what he creates is brilliant, but it's the final product with Bruno at the moment where he can finalise it, whether a player can't get on the end of his pass or cross, or he just can't implement the final shot to score the goal. But Bruno's still playing very, very well. He's still one of United's best players, I think. But I just want him to have a really, really good game tomorrow, because I feel like he needs it for him. Obviously, he'll be disappointed that Portugal didn't win the World Cup. And I feel like he'll want to get firing again to, just to show that I am still here. I might be having a few average games, but this is just my opinion as well. But apart from that, what else can I really talk about? I feel like United will comfortably win. Obviously, Wolves do have some dangerous players like Neves, Podence, their goalkeeper in Sarr. They have some good players, and they've got a new manager. So obviously, it might not be the typical Wolves game that United fans are expecting, or the Premier League are expecting. Because obviously you've got the new manager bounced. Obviously, you're not really sure how they're going to set up. But it's from what I've seen against Everton, well, from the highlights from Match of the Day and stuff, they're going to set up with a back four. They're going to try and counter. They're pretty much going to do what Nottingham Forest did to us. And United just need to be careful and clever. We need to keep them off the ball. We need to press them so we can't actually counter. And with an interceptionist machine like Casemiro, there's no chance Wolves are going to score. I think it'll be a clean sheet game for Manchester United, and I really can't wait for it. But anyway, that's me done for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. And yeah, Happy New Year, and I'll see you for the match reaction. So yes, stay tuned to the channel, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.